Welcome back, my fellow duplicants. Grab your favorite hard hat and get ready for the Quality of Life Upgrade Mark III. In today's episode here, we're going to be taking a look at all the new updates that are in the preview to the next update that is going to be dropping 3 weeks from now. So these patch notes were dropped just a little while ago, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the new equipments because there's some pretty big changes in there that should have some major impacts on how we're going to play the game. Let's start with a big one here. The job system has now been replaced by the skill system in such a way that it's more like, I guess, an RPG almost. Your duplicants will gain experience, and then you can apply that experience to, well, basically jobs. And don't worry if all your dupes happen to have the same eyeballs. We're just experiencing a weird batch of genetic ooze, and it only happens on this screen. But how this works here is essentially you can see that Meep here has 1-of-1 experience. So at this point, he's going to learn something, and I'm going to say, okay, what do you want to learn? So in this case, he likes to do this stuff, so I can go ahead and pick that. And now he has learned how to be an improved constructor 1. So these are basically upgrades to your duplicates, just like they would have with the jobs, right? You get the bonus. You can see Ren here actually has quite a few points. So you can see that she's already acquired advanced research and improved carrying. So maybe I would want to give her the job of improved strength rather than going up here to something like exosuit. Because what you can see down there is you can see the morale that they currently have, and then their morale expectation. Now these are cumulative things, so as they gain more skills, you need to balance the morale based on what they are gaining. So currently she has a morale of 5, but has the expectation of 4. But if I were to just add something really simple like a grill cook, you'd see that that goes up by 1. So to me, this is a bit more like an RPG in that your duplicates will gain levels and then get experience points. Again, you can apply them as need be, tailoring them to what your base needs at that time. Now, if you need to re-roll your duplicate a little bit, what you can use is a new piece of equipment that they've added. And it's currently in temp art, but it is a skill respecker. So I'm going to go ahead and send Ren over here and let's see what happens. She should run over here and get zapped or something. Ren! She doesn't want to show up. I'll increase its priority. Come on now. Ren. Okay, so here goes Ren. She's going to jump into the skill machine. There's no animation for it just yet, so apparently you're going to put your dupe in there and then shake them a whole bunch of times. And that will, I guess, shake up their genetic ooze enough to where you can reshape them to your specific needs. All right, well, let's speed this one up here. Ooh, that takes a while. Ren, you fell out of the machine. What's going on here? Hey, Ren, you gotta jump back in the paint mixer. There we go. All right, so after your duplicate has been thoroughly shaken up, you can see that if I go over to skills, she now no longer has anything applied to any of her jobs. So she got all of her skills back, but now we have to reapply them. So in this situation, I'm actually going to make her a doctor. So we're going to go ahead and add care. There we go. Maybe you can go to duplicate care or improved kindness right there. So you can really rank them up pretty high. Don't get me wrong. Rocket piloting and advanced rocket piloting, aka astronaut, is still very, very high. Look at that. Morale expectation 24. So it definitely adds up. So in case you're wondering what my intro was all about, you can actually pick the different hats that they're going to wear. So Meep has improved construction. Currently all he has. So you can wear that one. So if you really just don't like advanced research, the weird net that they stick on their head, you can change it up. You see? And then they're wearing something different. So that is a new hat, by the way. But that ties directly into the major change to diseases and how those are going to happen, and introduces us to the new doctor and advanced doctor stations, which, if you're looking at it, look a lot like the med bay. So maybe that's temporary art. There still is the med bay. Then there's the doctor station, and then there's the advanced doctor station. And I have tested it. Any one of these count as a med bed, so you can put it inside of a medical bay to get this bonus right there. Now, as far as how a duplicate goes about getting sick, we've done some testing here on the Discord channel. Desktop Coder and stuff is looking into it, and to be honest, we don't really understand it. It's not completely clear. So these duplicants are in, this one's over here is in a bunch of slime lung. And you can see that there's germs and then there's germs, but they're not getting sick. So it says right here in the patch notes, immune systems is completely removed. So as far as how many germs are on them and how fast their immune system goes down, that's no longer there. Germs have a direct chance to infect. So about all I can say here is that we're probably going to see some sort of update in the near future here that kind of clarifies how duplicants are actually going to get sick. Because right now, we just don't really know. And despite our best efforts, again, we still haven't figured it out. But if you know, leave it in the comment section below, because that'd be good to know here. As far as just good to know, I guess. You can see my base truly is not all that germy. I mean, we have some outhouses, and obviously the dupes get a little germs on them, and then they get cleaned off. I have yet to have a duplicant get sick, so here's an idea. Meep! Stay frosty, man. I'm just trying to cool you off, man. I need to know. This is for science. Aha! You now have hypothermia. Okay, good. Okay, so you can see the debuff of hypothermia, -5 to learning, tinkering, construction, cooking, and sneeziness +1. So now, if I stick Meep here and I put Meep... Oh, I can't send him to the doctor station. Get better, buddy. Get better, Meep. Where are you going? Insufficient resource. Advanced cure. Oh, hold up. Aha! There we are. So, we have the basic booster right there. We have a basic cure. Duplicants can cure themselves of minor stuff. Intermediate booster, intermediate cure, and advanced cure. So that's new. You can see that it takes a sun nymph egg. And some tungsten. Okay, interesting. All right, so let's drop an advanced cure. What? Is that an advanced cure? There you go, Ruby. So now we have an advanced cure. What? Did you eat it? What if I put that? Yellow alert. There's now a top priority, which is a little bit different than what we had beforehand. So this is now a yellow alert. So it's a little bit different. You can see the dupes are still sleeping, which is different than red alert. So red alert means get up and, you know, do whatever you need to do. Versus top priority. So the yellow alert essentially is just one less than the red alert, and duplicants can still fall asleep. So it's different. The colony has top priority tasks to complete before resuming any sort of normal schedule. So that would mean pretty much, I suppose, anything but sleeping. Okay, so hypothermia was not a thing. Let's try heat stroke. All right, there we go. Cannellita really needs some help. She's been cooked. Okay, there we go. Ren, no. Hey, you can't use the building that we already know how that works. Oh, then just drop her on the ground? What? Anybody want to help her? Anybody? Anybody? Help her out? I see nothing wrong with this. It's completely working just fine. So the med bed is only for healing of physical injuries, whereas the doctor station and advanced doctor station are for the germy things that we can't seem to... I can't seem to get anybody sick. Okay, so you can see this. She's receiving care, so that's 75 per cycle. Like I said, some things here are not necessarily final, so I don't really know exactly where they're going to go with that, but just know there's some changes to the diseases and how the doctors and all that stuff is going to work. Let's move on. You may have noticed this little machine over here. It's an ice machine. You stick water in it, and it cools stuff down and outputs ice. Because that's what an ice machine does. Dumps it on the ground. And we can also make storage bins out of insulated materials so that they don't melt the ice. However, I've tried it and I don't think it's currently implemented the way that they talk about it in the patch notes. But yes, you can make insulated storage bins according to the patch notes. Of course, if I click ice here and I make it only 1 kilogram, You'll see what happens. Friend's got us covered. There we go. It just melts instantly. Even though this thing is made out of insulation. And no, I can't put ice inside the refrigerator. What about a smart storage bin? So the idea is that there will be a way to store ice inside of a bin so that it doesn't melt. So added insulated storage type to allow storing ice without melting. So the best that I could find was that we're talking about insulation over here. It still seems to be interacting with the environment though, so yeah. Moving on, you'll see that there's a new hydro fan, and this one is the Istro fan. And it is ridiculously powerful when compared to its peer. So the hydro fan here operates at a measly 80 DTUs per second. So when you run that bad boy, it's almost like catching a warm breeze in the face. As Meep is demonstrating right here. You can see how the temperature is not really doing much of anything. Oh wait, there went a little. Oh, no, never mind. However, the Istro fan, that bad boy can crank out the cooling. Meep, would you like to move on over? Okay, no, never mind. Ren's got it. Nope, nobody's got it. It's the end of the cycle. Wait, help me out, dupes. All right, there we go. Meep is on the Istro fan. And check this out. Boom! That temperature is getting destroyed. So this bad boy's running at 16,500 DTUs. And that's a small step up from 80. It does have one small problem though, and that is because it kind of makes a mess. Now, if you thought those two machines were cool, you should see what they did to the shipping. Check it out. So, I have an auto sweeper up here. It's doing a normal thing like a conveyor loader, but there's a couple new things that they've added. So we have a conveyor shutoff. This allows us to stop things mid-convey, because that's what it's doing. So if I turn that off, yes, the conveyor will start to back up, just like that. So adding a little bit of automation to it. And they've also added a drop-off right there. So there's some temporary art here. I'm sure it'll look different when they're done with it. But if you activate this, you can now drop all the ore in one spot right there, rather than having a receptacle and then having to pick it up with like an arm and drop it on the ground, or have somebody run over there. So this makes it really easy to do kind of an ore stacker, or to just transport things to a spot where then your dupes can go over here and sweep into the storage bins. That's really cool, and that'll really help kind of organize ore distribution and kind of consolidate it into one spot. I think it'll be very useful. Although it is a very high tier thing when we talk about skills. You have to get all the way up here. I guess it isn't quite as high as tier as it used to be. Morale expectation of 10. Interesting. That really changes things, doesn't it? You know what else really changes things? When you completely reinvent the steam turbine. Yes! It is no longer the absolute headache that it used to be. The steam turbine has been completely reworked. So as you can see right here, it goes over some tiles right there, and then it will draw up from the bottom, and then it's going to output to a liquid port right there. Super duper handy. So you can see this steam turbine is outputting water at 2 kilograms a second right here. But as it was mentioned pointed out to me by Alpha Prime over here, it's actually 400 grams per port. So check this out. If you block some of these, it'll reduce the amount of liquid that's actually coming out of it, and it's intended to be this way, right? So input is blocked, so it's not functioning quite as well as it could, and therefore you can see that we're going down to 1,600 grams. And if I were to reduce it a little bit more, check it out. So now it's doing 1,200, and you can see that this thing right here changed how much power output the steam turbine is generating. So if I block off all but one right there, you can see, wow, that's really going down quite a bit. So let's hook this up to a battery and see it from a visual point. So there's a jumbo battery. We're going to plug this guy in, and then just playing back at normal speed, we can see just how much power is being put into that battery right there. So I'm going to speed it up just a little bit here. So you can see it's going up, but it isn't going up all that quickly. Now, if I get rid of these ports, watch how quickly that completes. So now look at that power available. It's just going up very, very fast. So that opens up a huge amount of automation that you can do to this steam turbine. So not only does this provide us a good method for cooling steam down into water, but it also allows us to automate just how much and how quickly we do that based on how much power we might want to pull out of it. Now let's see what happens when I cool the steam down just a little bit. You can see its output went down. How about that? So it also depends on how hot the steam is, how effective the turbine will be. From the forms, so the power production is based on the heat of the steam consumed, with full production 850 watts reached somewhere around 195 degrees Celsius. So there's something to the temperature. And here's the other thing. If the steam turbine becomes too hot physically, it will not operate. So you need to actively cool the steam turbine mechanically, I guess, up here, in order for it to function properly with the bath below it. So right now I'm just using a massive amount of oxygen. So let's say I was to fill this with, hot oxygen. We're talking 150 degrees Celsius. Well, we can see the temperature going up on the steam turbine quite rapidly. So we're up to 96, we're up to 100 degrees Celsius. And now that that steam turbine is over 100 degrees Celsius, it's saying that the turbine is too hot and it's no longer producing power. So there's some new conditions that we have to meet here, but overall, the steam turbine has been completely revamped, and I think this is a much more workable solution than what we had last time. I'm really excited to see what we can do with the steam turbine now. And I can tell already, based on my Discord, just how many people are trying to find different ways to pump heat into this steam turbine, get some power out of it, and cool things down. I like it. That's going to be a really fun piece of equipment to play with. So expect more videos on that. Now there's a couple more updates, but one of them is very channel specific. So in the last quality of life upgrade preview video, I announced that this was going to be my full-time job, and many of you guys followed up with, you should really have a merch store. So over the last couple of months, I've been working on this, and today I'm officially launching my merch store. So my official store here for the US is Brothgar on merchminion.com right here. So I've been working with these guys, working with the artists, and I've received samples. So this shirt right here is from Merch Minion, and this is the Tri-Blend Crew shirt right there. These guys provide the highest quality prints on high quality t-shirts that I've been able to sample thus far. It's a step above the Teespring stuff, but don't get me wrong, the Teespring stuff is still definitely really quite good. And I've only selected the premium, or shall I say the quality products, up through the premium, and I'm not selling the base level t-shirts because those didn't really feel that good. They were kind of sandpapery. But so everything here is 100% cotton or better right there. So if you happen to be international, Teespring might be the option for you. This also allows me to list some different products between the two stores as well, such as the die cut stickers right here. So Super Meep in big format here is 5 inches. You can get that from Teespring right there, or you can get a 3-inch version from the Merch Minion store over here. And in my situation, the 3-inch one fits perfectly on the side of my headset right there. I think it's pretty cool. It's a nice little accessory. I would like to extend a special thank you to my artist, Fire Ferret, who helped me out to get the merch store up and running with some cool designs. You can commission some work from him as well, just like we see down here with the Everybody Do the Dreco image. So this is just the start of something that I think is going to be a really cool way to interact with you guys as well. If you guys have some ideas for additional arts and stuff, I have a art channel on the Discord channel. You can go ahead and leave some ideas there, or maybe drop some concept art. I would like to bring in new, different designs based on different series that I'm playing right there. And you know what? Maybe some other games as I expand the portfolio in the future. And like I said before, all of those links are in the description below. Now, a couple more small changes that I've been able to notice thus far is this cool new overlay. We got a materials, so you can check it out. You can see all the different materials. It's kind of laggy at the moment, but if you wanted to just check out metal, you can click on that, so you can see where all of your metal ore deposits are. Or if you wanted to check out minerals or filtration mediums such as sand, this allows you to really locate things quite a bit faster. And if you hit Alt-S, you can really zoom out very, very far, so you can get a good idea of where you might need to go to get to like the next iron ore deposit or something like that if you're in desperate need. You can also see gas, and you can see where the gases are. Can you see where the gases are not? No. You can just see the different types of gases. Cool. Liquids, you can check out liquids, or you can check out soil as well. That's pretty neat. I like it. So I think that's a pretty useful little overlay, and if they continue to expand it and, you know, allow you to select a certain type of material, it'll be right on. One final small change that was pointed out to me was under the temperature overlay. You see the temperatures here, the thermal tolerance, as we've kind of seen, where it's comfortable, where it's not comfortable, and then the state change. That's kind of a new one. So you can see high energy state change, stable, low energy state change. So that's a new overlay. I'm not 100% sure of how to work it. It seems like ice is showing up as red. Other things are stable. This stuff is low energy state. So if it gets colder, it'll change state. If this stuff gets hotter, it'll change state. So it gives you some sort of idea. So there you have it, an intro to Quality of Life Mark III. There's a whole new skill system. We've got some improvements to equipment, such as the steam turbine and the shipping mechanics right there. Some things that we don't necessarily fully understand, such as the disease system, and a couple of new ways to cool the base down with cool ice. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Oxygen Not Included. If you like what you see here, maybe consider hitting subscribe. I do this stuff all the time. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar out.